Hi everyone, welcome to another week of Check It Out, where I recommend titles that you can learn about, connect with, and explore. This week's recommendation is Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly. This is the true story of four women who worked for the NASA Langley Research Center in the 1950s. Margot Lee Shetterly is an author and research writer who actually spent time at the Langley Research Center while her father was a scientist there, and lived among a lot of other Black families who were also working at the research center. So she actually got to know some of these families personally. But this is a story about four women specifically. There were many more, but four women specifically: Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Jackson, Katherine Johnson, and Christine Mann. And their individual stories are unique, but they were united in the fact that they all worked at NASA at the same time, around the same time, and they all held jobs in science fields. One is an engineer, one is a mathematician, one is a human computer, one is a scientist, and they all had a hand in putting a man into orbit, which at the time was a very, very big deal. I love this book. Their stories are unique. Their stories are interesting. They worked really, really, really hard to get to where they needed to be. They really just wanted to be good at their jobs and do their jobs. But they had to do those really difficult jobs in the face of a lot of adversity, which they overcame, and I think is just incredible. Katherine Johnson is actually still alive. She's 100 years old. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and Lego and Barbie are actually making toys with her likeness, which I think is really cool. So I also wanted to do a couple of read-alike books. Rocket Girls, The Rise of the Rocket Girls, which is about the women who helped work on other space missions, like the missions to the moon, missions to Mars. So again, really cool book about women in science. And Fly Girls, which is a little bit different, but still about women in aviation. So these are all about female pilots, which is really neat, and each individual story is really interesting. So I hope with some of those recommendations that your week is all now booked. Thanks.